So today, Woj tweeted about the Ben Simmons situation, but I do find it funny that he retweeted or quote tweeted the same thing and kind of contradicted it. Also, I want y'all to hear what Danny Green said about Ben Simmons on the Green Light podcast. And last but not least, Joel Embiid switching agencies? What does that mean? What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk Podcast, and today we got a lot to talk about. But before we do that, if you are new to the channel, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also, turn on post notifications if you have it. We got a lot to talk about this offseason, and we need you rocking with the content. Hit the like button. It goes a long way for the channel. But once again, ding that notification bell because we'll be going live. We will be talking about the long offseason. And already, Woj talking about this guy, but I'm not sure what it really means. Let's look at the tweet that he put up. And I did cut a little bit of it out, but I memorized it, so you'll see. Now, as you see, the first one for people who don't really be on Twitter, this is the first thing he said 27 minutes ago from when I screenshotted it, which was like an hour or so ago, 2 hours. And then 26 minutes later, so a minute later, he kind of switched it up. Let's look at the first one. ESPN sources, discussions on Ben Simmons' future with the Sixers started in Chicago this week, including Clutch CEO agent Rich Paul and franchise front office. No trade request has been submitted, but they're talking about the future of Ben Simmons. Now, a minute later, we'll get some other information and bangs this one out. Sixers remain committed to working through Simmons' shooting issues this summer, especially the free throws. Doc Rivers and Simmons met to discuss plans for moving forward together per sources. So, first one is front office and agent meet. That means Daryl Morey and Rich Paul talking about the future, whether it's good for a trade, bad for a trade. How does he feel about this situation? Second report is they didn't meet, or maybe they did, and Doc Rivers and Ben Simmons got together to discuss the committed factor and getting them in the gym to shoot. You're going to hear a lot of conflicting reports this offseason. For the simple fact, I don't think Ben Simmons' trade value is as low as people think. I was mad, and he's still a bum to me. But people around the league do think highly about defense. They do think highly about his facilitating. They do like him in transition, even though in the playoffs, the half-court set is more, not as much in transition, and you got to be able to shoot. The biggest thing about Ben Simmons is I think other GMs around the league think they could get him to be a guy who just attacks, facilitates, and plays defense. If he just keeps that attack gene that he has throughout the season, throughout his career, he will go on games where he shoots 10 to 15 shots. We know it's not really jump shots, but field goal attempts. He's always been pretty good when he's attacking, changing the defense, and not worried. And for his career, he shot around 60-something%, at one time 70%. So a GM that can fill shooters around him, let him run the floor as the big man, think, hey, it might work out. And maybe the mindset fell from Philly. So there's going to be guys who offer. I think Brian Windhorst, I forgot how to say his name, from ESPN, said there's dozen teams interested in Simmons if he's on a trade. That's 12 teams, whether they're trash proposals or not. But the season just ended for the Sixers, and already proposals. So I don't think it's going to be that low. But what are the Sixers doing? I'm not sure if he can recover in Philly, whether it's the fan base, whether it's his mindset, because watch what Danny Green says. The mindset's not there. Doc Rivers can't get it out, and I don't think Doc Rivers is going anywhere. If you heard what Daryl Morey was saying, he was giving him mad props. Mad props. So this is going to be an ongoing thing, and that's why I tell you guys, turn post notifications on. We'll be covering all the offseason. The draft is a month away. Who knows if we end up moving on from Ben Simmons and using trade draft capital. We might want to do it before this draft. Couple first round picks, Ben Simmons, maybe a piece or two. But if we do that with draft picks, with a piece or two, we got to go all in for a Dame Lillard, a Bradley Beal, whatever we can do to get a Zach LaVine, which is a tier down from them three or them two. If you trade Ben Simmons alone, then you might settle for something. I don't know. I don't think his trade value is that low, but it's not no one-on-one piece for any of them three. You can't get any of them three for just Ben Simmons. I don't know. I don't think so. Not even LaVine. The Ben Simmons in the playoffs won't even get Dennis Schroeder. But I think GMs are going to think that he could be fixed in that sort. I'm not sure exactly. But we are going to see this long offseason, so stay tuned. Definitely hit that post notification. Now, I want to show you what Danny Green said. We're going to listen to it together. Here we go. Let me pull it up. Where is it? There it is. Sorry about that.
You could tell Ben's the type of kid, if he's not encouraged, if he's not pushed or forced to do it, he's not the type to take that risk. Obviously, he's a high IQ guy. People think he's low IQ, but you could tell he gets a lot of assists and pushes the pace, and he's gets paid to do what he does because he's so good at it.
You heard him. Ben Simmons not the type of player to do something unless he's pushed to, encouraged to. And that's why we see Ben Simmons games where he gets angry. You ever see the game where he gets angry? He goes right down the court, no matter if he's double team or not, and he lays it up. And he always finishes. He always gets the bucket. He always gets the bucket when he's mad. So whether it's the coaching staff not pushing him, whether he's being babied, these are things that the coaching staff got to work on, but also you're a grown man, Ben. You got to be better. You got to be better. Danny Green said before the part that I played that he feels sorry for him. He knows that he tries. He also said that he went through a lot this season with his family. He didn't want to get into it, and he also said Ben Simmons didn't really, tell them, but he knew things were going on and off the court. So that could have played a part. I didn't really want to get that in here. But he did say that he needs to be pushed and he's not willing to take risks. Let's listen to the rest.
He doesn't step outside that box because he doesn't, he knows well enough, like, I'm good at this. I don't need to step out. Mind you, it's not like I'm encouraged to do this, so I'm kind of afraid to do this kind of thing. So I think they need, encouragement and some type of push to do that, to not be scared to fail at trying something new. He's just one of those guys I know what I'm good at, and I don't need to do anything else. So, and when the things that he's doing that he's good at isn't working as well, even though he played defense as well as he could for us and gave us dynamic of assisting the ball.
See? So when the defense ain't the defense is there, but when the defense ain't translating to offense, when the assistant ain't working because, well, nobody else can make a shot, then what? Then what are you going to do? And this is where he talks about this.
And finding guys and pushing the pace, we did need him to attack the rim and be more aggressive, but he felt like he was not getting his touch right, and also at the free throw line.
Danny Green said we needed him, mainly in the fourth quarter, to attack. Ben, we need you to attack. 5 out of 7 games, he had 0 field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. 5 out of 7. 5 out of 7. Danny just said, we need you, bro. That's what I'm saying. It's always been context with me. I don't need him to score 20 points a game, but when they need you, you are 246-10. Go to the rim.
It kind of crept on him mentally to where he wasn't able to get the rhythm he wanted. And once you kind of see a couple go out, it starts, getting at you even more. So it started going downhill. But I think it was a plethora of things that made a domino effect for him to kind of, go into a shell. But at the same time, he still fought. He still showed up. He still played. He still worked hard. He still tried to give us his best chance for us to win with doing what he does, with screening, rolling, rebounding, defending. And he did to the highest capability he could. It's just offensively, he wasn't the Ben Simmons we need him to be at the time.
The last sentence he said, offensively, he wasn't the Ben Simmons we needed him to be. Meaning, Danny Green's been here 1 year, and in that 1 year, he saw when the team needed him. Danny Green can't buy a bucket. Seth Curry wasn't really good after COVID. Embiid a little tired. Oh, Ben, we need you. Ben said, I got you. I got you. Danny Green witnessed it. And he also witnessed that Ben Simmons wasn't the Ben Simmons we needed. Now, is it a slump? I don't know. Because the slump keeps getting worse when you have this team. Tobias Harris, although he can knock down threes, he's not trying to. Embiid, who can play on the outside, but he shouldn't be trying to. If Ben Simmons has a team with one other type bigish, like a 4, but a stretch 4, and shooters, Ben Simmons can be a legit player, but he's not going to get it done in Philly, and I think it's really over. I think for this Sixer team to start competing, we got to get the right move done with Ben Simmons. Now, to finish this podcast out, Joel Embiid is leaving CAA agency. Now, LeRon Rose was his guy who got him that max contract. He ended up leaving that agency. Joel Embiid stayed, I think, with a guy named who represented him, Michael Tellman. But now that in a couple years, I think it's 2 years, he's up for a super max, he's going to go out and find a new agency. Now, what does that mean for the Sixers? Is the new agency meaning like he's going to leave us? No, I think it's more along the lines of the Sixers know I'm good. I do have injury risk. I got to get the toughest guys in here, the toughest marketing team to say, Sixers, he wants to stay with you, but you're going to have to pay the piper. And if you pay for that supermax, it's just going to be harder to get other talent in. I think you can still get shooters and stuff around him. Look what Curry did in the playoffs and what he's getting paid. So you could still do that. Daryl Morey will find a way, especially if this guy is not on the squad no more. But for those freaking out that he's leaving his agency because he wants to leave us, nah, I don't think that would be the case. Anybody who's buying from an outside is already going to offer money. I think he wants to stay here, but he wants that supermax. That's just my thoughts. Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section when it comes to Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid's contract, the Woj comments, Danny Green saying, Danny Green defended him. But he saw like, Ben, what's wrong with you, bro? Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section. Until next time, y'all know what time it is. We out. Peace.